All began with the patent automobile by Carl Benz in 1886. Specifically, his model Benz patent Motorwagen that consisted in a car of three wheels with an internal combustion engine and rear-wheel drive. Years later, his wife Bertha Benz became the first person in drive a long distance between two cities in Germany in 1889. That for the era was amazing because the car of time had a speed limit of 20 kilometers per hour. Little time after, Daimler and Maybach presented your model that overcame the 15 kilometers per hour. It had two cylinders in V, water cooler, and later added transmission of 4 speeds. Finally of the century 19 created the first company to make automobiles in France. They were Panther et Levasseur in 1889 and Peugeot in 1891. However, Henry Ford went until 1908 after was presenting his first models in United States, began to produce his Model T in big amounts and a low cost, where was made in a chain production system and once more was into cable for the era. Even was so revolutionary that the system is using today. At this moment, Henry Ford had competitors as Cadillac and Oldsmobile, who later became in General Motors. There appeared more companies like the Dodge Brother Chrysler by part of United States, and by Europe appears Mercedes-Benz, Opel, Bugatti, Rolls-Royce, and the past years appears more companies with innovation and technology. From 1905 to 1914 was called brass stage because this metal when used for made bodyworks. In this era, the designs of automobiles even looked as old as the transportations by horse. Now we place in the First World War. In this stage, the companies helped to hear countries making engines for airplanes, assembling ships, producing cars and first tanks for arming, transforming the industry in assembling companies for war. Stage of the era. This period is from the final First World War to the Great Depression of 1929. It was a period where is standardized driving controls and the environment performance of the internal combustion engine, changing from SV side valves to OHV overheat valves and such overheat camshaft. Also, the number of cylinders for high-line vehicles increased from 4 cylinders inline to 6 inline, 8 inline, V8, V12 and even V16. Another innovation that began to appear in sport and competition vehicles was supercharging. Stage interwar. This period is characterized by the environment of completely closed and more rounded cars, and notably in this period were the first vehicles with monoball in his bodywork.